Salaam alaikum wa marhaban baikum fi Banat Salam. As usual, with you today is Kida Nelson.
Is what I am. An undivided piece of you is what I am. An unshakable root is
And
what
today I have a very special guest with me. And I won't introduce her, though I will ask her to introduce herself for us. So today we have
My name is Malith Monica, third year law student, and the UNSA president. That is UNSA means University of Nairobi Students Association. Yes.
I think she deserves a round of applause for this. You are most welcome with us today, Monica. I'm so happy to have you here today. And to start off, I just like you to tell me more about yourself when you have come here and stuff like that.
Or maybe to just start like you've heard my name, maybe a third year law student, that is more of myself, yes. And I'm from South Sudan and from a nomadist pastoralist family. Yes, and I'm very passionate about leadership. And in my journey, since the time I was in school, or even from childhood, I was always a team leader, and that has really reflected in even my daily life, just from primary school, high school, the same way to now to the university. And it is something like I have come to realize that I'm destined for leadership. So that is more of myself, and thank you.
I'd like to ask you, what inspired you to start a team and to vie for the presidency of UN?
One thing is that being a law student is one of the important things, because there is a lot of assumption and you have in mind of things, hindrances that you create for your own self. So for me being a law student, I went through the constitution because everything relies on the laws that exist. So I went through the constitution, and it is said that for you to vie as a president in UN, you must be a bona fide student, of which I am. And so I just said I will vie. I approached a few people, and they were like, you're the first foreigner, you will not, and there is no foreigner that has ever ruled, or there is no international student that have even had the interest to vie. But I knew that the only hindrance I could have was the law. But if the law doesn't really hinder me from vying, and then I said, like, I can give it a shot. Even if I don't win, I'll be ever the first international student having tried being the president. And then UN is very accommodative, and I have had interactions with the school administration, and I know that they had no influence with politics, and because you're all their students, so there is no way they will prefer a certain person over the other. So it's just you to sit down and have your own plans and vie for the same position. There was also what came to play was the fact that the political parties in Kenya are affiliated to the student leadership at every university, especially the one for UN. But last year was in a team that was Team Melvin, that was just the outgoing government, and I never saw anything of the such. So when I came, owing to the fact that I have all this history about UN and have this knowledge of what it is like, I said, like, I can give it a try. So I formed my own team. Okay, I move around campuses, trying to know exactly what is happening, how is the school like, just to have a knowledge of how the school is. So I went around, met people, had lunch with them, just having normal conversations before even I told them I'm vying. So by the time I now came up to form a team, I had already moved around the 13 campuses at the university, and it was so easy. So I gave a description of people I wanted to be in my team, and I gave them interviews, because I knew I wanted people who will complement and cover up the fact that I'm a South Sudanese. So I wanted strong people in the team, so that it doesn't feel like I'll be the one doing everything, so they can come in. So that's where I got my SG from medical school, my treasurer from she's from engineering, and one from business school. So I consider a lot of things, and basically the UNSA constitution gave me the chance, and then it's all about dare. It's nothing that is so impossible. So I had to dare those things that no one has ever thought of doing. Yeah. And I believe in myself. I believe that if I want something, I'll go for it. So yeah.
That's amazing. And as you said, you had challenges. One of them you just mentioned of people telling you, oh, an international student have never run for the post and all that. What other challenges did you face in the process?
In the process, like my own mother said, in Dinka is like you should not be competing with men. That the male chauvinism in South Sudan. So it'd be like, why will you? Those are guys. Those are gentlemen. Why you among them to buy and all that? So my mom will always want me to explain to her what I'm doing, yet she can't really understand. So I had to cut communication with her for some times. Some of the people I thought would give me support, just even by the word of mouth, were discouraging me. And even a few of the students that from South Sudan who I knew will give me the full support took a back seat, and even I called them, I talked to them, please help me here and there. None of them turned up. So I had to keep off from anyone or seeking people's opinion, which I know that like for the past or the few people that I had a conversation with, they were always negative. So I kept off from people from South Sudan, the students and a few of the individuals. Even I received comments on social media that she'll never make it. This is she'll never make it. This is affiliated to political parties, so you'll never make it. Another problem was forming a team, and I remember people telling me that unless I come your president, you fund the team yet, and then you be the vice or be the treasurer in the team, because there is no Kenyan who will vote for you. So forming a team was a bit hard, but I got people who never even questioned my background and where I'm coming from. So we formed the entire team, and yeah. The other challenges, no, I didn't receive much challenges because I knew, okay, they were never a new thing to me. I knew that I'm from South Sudan, I'm not a Kenyan. So I told one of them, can you tell me something apart from me being a South Sudanese that will make me not a good leader? And whenever I go to a conversation or go to a negotiation table about who should be the team leader, if anyone mentions about my country, I get up and walk out of or from the table. So I will not continue with the conversation. And they really gave me a push. Maybe I will have considered joining a team, but all of them were always pointing to the fact that I'm not a South Sudanese, but they had no concrete reason as to why they should have me in their teams. So I had to stop there. And so financially, I really struggled financially, and I had to take some loan because I had started the journey. People didn't see the fact that it is going to come out positive, and others felt like maybe my money will go to a waste. So I had few individuals who supported me financially, but reached a time I had to take a loan for it because you start something, you have to finish it. So I wasn't thinking of how I'm going to repay back the money, but I was thinking of the win, And I really bonded with the teams at the faculty levels. All the teams that lost and those that won, they were all my friends. So the challenging thing again was waking up very early in the morning. You sleep, but I used to come back at 2 or 3 and then wake up at 6. Call all the governors. So calling them, phone calls, and visiting all the campuses. So those are the challenges, and having to stay at home sometime because shortage of finances and all of that. So, but so good. So far, so good. Yeah.
Before we finish, I just love to congratulate you on your determination. Like that push that you kept on talking about, that's really amazing. And also during the elections, I've heard how all the guys from the faculty, the 13 faculty, talking about how you went visiting them, talking to them, which shows the determination and the courage you had. And so now that you are in that position, what plans or what major change do you have in mind to do to your end?
One of the things is that we have to have in mind that it's an institution that has its own rules and guidelines and a calendar of events. So, but I'm trying to work on my own self as the leader, because sometimes you tend to forget that it is all about myself and my deliverance to the people. And for me to deliver, like I said, I did it in my debates. It was like we have a working foundation, There was the VC's, the Vice Chancellor's speech on 28th of August. I had to align all my visions and what I want to accomplish for the school on that foundation that had already been laid, that is the people. And the people include the students, the administration, and other non-teaching staff, and any other person in the university that makes the people of the University of Nairobi. Then there was governance, where I come in as a student leader. So for UN to thrive, you know that they're doing, they have to be that governance. And there are driven management, and there was again the curricula, and all of that are what I'm basing my like vision and mission. And like as a team, we had a mission of a value-based student leadership, whereby by the time I finished my term as the president, I will have achieved values. Because the first thing that you should know is a training ground for leadership, UN. So apart from service, I know that I'm going to be given training that I will carry on to my future. So by the time I get out of UNSA, I will have gained values. And by the time that I serve those students, they should have gained values through my leadership. And the university as well should have gained values on how I will present it and all of that. So other issues like academic bursaries and helping the students in their daily lives around the school. So we came up with what is called Malith Care Fund. Malith Care Fund is not affiliated to me, it's a team thing, but because we used the name Team Malith, our team was Malith, we said we'll come up with what is called Malith Care Fund. Malith Care Fund will come up and support students that have very these very small challenges that could be met easily. Like someone kuna issue inama, like most of them are, maybe you either miss lunch or supper, you take 1 meal a day. So if we could come up and have this petty cash, or have very little amount of money to help our students not go without taking anything. And maybe there are those having issues with school fees. So our target for this year